communication, construction, manufacturing, energy, power, and transportation. Together, they form the world of technology. This is something few fans ever get to see. Tonight, Def Leppard will play their first concert in over 3 years. But first, there's a sound check, a rehearsal. Guitars, mics, amplifiers, everything has to work perfectly. The band nearly broke up a few years ago when drummer Rick Allen lost his left arm in a car accident. Yet today, he is able to play as well as ever. How does he do it? This program is about how we meet human needs and solve problems. The Statue of Liberty, probably the world's most famous symbol of freedom. When the statue was designed and built in France, the best materials were used, at least the best materials available in 1875. Installed in New York Harbor, the statue welcomed millions of immigrants. But recently, after 100 years of exposure to the elements, it was badly corroded and beginning to fall apart. Fortunately, we've learned a lot about metals in the past century. Workers applied a new anti-corrosion chemical to the statue and rebuilt many of the structural supports with new, stronger materials. Thanks to these improvements, the statue began its second 100 years looking better than ever. You've just seen technology at work. But what is technology?
Well, I think technology is everything around us that has anything to do with inventions or electricity or anything that has moving parts or gets you around.
I think technology means it's like the future for what's going to happen.
Technology is machines that people study to make and they invent them with.
If we didn't have technology, we wouldn't have transportation, we wouldn't have telephones, stuff like that.
The study of building and improving.
Technology is all of those things and a lot more. Here's another example. If you think the school day is too long, consider this. 100 years ago, you might have spent 12 to 14 hours a day at work in a factory instead. The factories were hot and dirty. The work was hard and dangerous. Today, by applying all that we have learned about machinery and automation, we can make more products with fewer people. The workplace is cleaner, safer, and most people work just 8 hours a day. We've accomplished this by applying what we know to what we do. That's what technology is. The application of knowledge and the use of resources to meet human needs and solve problems. Here's another problem. Getting your picture taken 100 years ago required a lot of patience. You had to sit perfectly still for several minutes, no matter what.
Picture for grandparents.
Dad, I think you ought to wear glasses.
I don't need them. I can see just fine. You ready? You just smile.
Today's instant cameras are the result of advances in new lenses, new photographic paper, and new chemicals. That's all technology at work. But it doesn't guarantee a good picture. The space program has added many new inventions to our lives. You might not think this moon buggy is good for anything on Earth, but you'd be wrong. Just ask Tom Wertz. Tom lost the use of his legs in an accident, but that doesn't stop him from driving his van. When he saw pictures of the astronauts and the moon buggy, he went to NASA with an idea. He convinced NASA researchers to adapt their unistick design to his van. All vehicle motion, turning, accelerating, and braking, is controlled through a single joystick. An invention originally developed for one need can be modified to solve a different problem. We call the new idea a spin-off. The examples you've seen so far come from the four systems of technology: construction, manufacturing, communication, and energy, power, and transportation. By applying our knowledge, we are able to solve problems in all four systems. Besides knowledge, technology requires resources. Materials, for example. This aluminum is a material resource that can be used in many ways. It can be made into a can, providing a way to store liquids. Or we can apply what we've learned about manufacturing to transform the metal into a bicycle, providing transportation. People and tools are also resources. People use tools to design and build the bikes. There's nothing new about technology. It's been going on for thousands of years. Technology has been solving problems since prehistoric times. Early civilizations had to plant and gather food entirely by hand. Slowly, we learned to use tools, like the plow. It made farming easier, so we could grow more food. Advances in technology occurred slowly, but every new idea and invention helped lead to other discoveries. Whatever the problem, we gathered ideas, proposed solutions, and tried them out until one of them finally worked. Then we continued to improve the solution. Today, some people say our knowledge of technology is doubling every 2 to 4 years. We call this an exponential rate of change because it is always increasing. Human knowledge is accumulating at a rapid pace. There's a lighter side to technology, too. Throughout the years, whatever the problem, somebody somewhere tried to use their knowledge and resources to solve it. Too hot outside? Try this air-conditioned suit. Tired of the baby waking you up in the middle of the night? Maybe you should invest in an automated nursery. Smog getting to you? How about a smog helmet? These ideas may seem a little crazy, but we learned something from all of them. We accumulated more knowledge, and we learned more about how to solve problems.
Here's a problem you've probably had before. What's the solution? Well, there's the simple answer, and there's the high-tech answer. Or is it? Believe it or not, this is also a pencil sharpener. Every year at the Rube Goldberg competition, teams of college students compete to build the most complicated device that will solve a simple problem. In this case, how to sharpen a pencil.
Starting now.
What is the purpose of the Rube Goldberg competition?
Well, it's basically trying to get different groups from different areas of technology to get together and do problem solving in a concept of how you're going to solve a problem of sharpening a pencil in 25 steps or more. So it's kind of working in groups, doing the problem solving, brainstorming, and actually working together to solve the problem.
This machine is more fun than practical, but it is a good example of many different kinds of technology working together toward a single goal. We call this a technology system. All All technology systems can be described on this systems model. All systems have an input, a process, an output, and feedback. In the example we've just seen, the broken pencil was the input. The machine used several different types of technologies to sharpen the pencil. That's the process. The sharpened pencil was the output. The team won first place for its machine. That's feedback. Input, process, output, and feedback. All technology systems have these four parts.
Here's another problem-solving competition. Every year, teams from around the world gather to demonstrate their skills and creativity at the Odyssey of the Mind contest. The problem might be designing a balsa wood structure that can support several hundred pounds.
You get in there and you get the adrenaline flowing and you put all the weights and your hands are shaking and you try to be still and I don't know, it's just a feeling that it gives you. Especially you feel good inside.
At Odyssey of the Mind, the goal is to think creatively about how we can use technology to its fullest. Earlier, we saw Def Leppard drummer Rick Allen, who lost his left arm in a car accident. 100 years ago, what would have happened to any drummer in this situation? It's very simple. His career would be over. But today, thanks to all we've learned about electronics and computers, Rick is back with the band. Even after his tragic accident, he knew there was still hope.
As soon as I came round from my accident in hospital, I never doubted for 1 minute. I had this big piece of foam at the bottom of the bed to stop me from falling down because I broke my right arm quite badly. And I figured, yeah, that'd be neat, you know, just sort of messing around, tapping my feet on this piece of foam. And I figured that's the way to do it. And just trying out different ideas for pedals, I ended up with the ones that you see now, the Shark pedals, which up to now are the best ones dynamically that I've actually used.
Rick's foot pedals don't actually make any sounds. They're hooked to a computer. The computer makes the sounds based on how hard Rick hits the pedal.
For me personally, it actually worked quite well. There are still things that I wish I could do now, but I'm working on it.
Technology can't solve every problem, but it can help us make the most of our world and overcome our limitations. In this program, you've seen that technology is a process. It means applying our knowledge and resources to meet human needs and solve problems. You've seen that we are accumulating knowledge at a rapid pace. And you've seen that technology systems can be explained on the systems model. In the future, there will be more problems to solve. With the ever-increasing world population, where will everyone live? And how will we feed them? Your generation of technologists will be searching for solutions. This program is a joint development of state and provincial education agencies in association with the Agency for Instructional Technology. It is based on the curriculum materials developed by the Mid-America Vocational Curriculum Consortium. Together, programming for today's learner.